Hello, seventh graders. Welcome to COL Prep Week. This week is all about preparing for your celebration of learning. And in this video, I'm going to be walking you through how to design your slides, answer all of the prompts, and prepare for your presentation. So each of you have received this COL presentation template slides. And the very first slide is the direction and tutorial slide. So on this slide, you'll have links to helpful videos that will help you as you approach preparing for your presentation. The first video, of course, is the rundown video, which you're watching now. The second link is a link to a Google Doc. Later, as you're preparing your slides, you're going to be asked, what was your favorite project for each subject? And then also, what kind of special skills have you learned or mastered this year in each subject? And so, to help you kind of refresh your memory on all the different ways that you learned in each subject this year, all of the different skills you acquired, all of the different projects that you worked on, we have compiled a list where each subject there's a breakdown of everything we did. So if you're having a hard time remembering the projects we did this year or thinking back to certain skills that you feel you really mastered, you can refer to this document to help refresh your memories. Okay? So each subject has a quick breakdown of the different things that you engaged in, the different skills that you learned, the different projects that we did, and this document will help you to answer those questions later. Miss Stephanie also filmed a tutorial video on how to do screen sharing for Flipgrid. So since we're recording our COLs on Flipgrid and you guys are designing slides that your audience will need to see, Miss Stephanie has recorded this video to help you share your screen so that your audience on Flipgrid can see your slides. So if you don't know how to share your screen on Flipgrid, watch this video and Miss Stephanie will walk you through it. And then once you've completed your slides and you've prepared for your presentation and you're ready to record and upload, please refer to this link here. This is where our COLs will be compiled. Also keep in mind that all of your presentations are going to be kept private, meaning the only people that will be able to see your presentations will be your teachers. The next slide is the rubric slide. So it's really important that as you approach designing your slides and preparing for your presentation, that you first review all of the things on the rubric. All of these things are what we, your teachers, will be looking for as we're reviewing your presentation of learning. So if you want to do well on your presentation, make sure that you're reviewing the rubric and targeting each of these things that we're looking for as we're reviewing your presentation. Okay, so next up you'll find your title slide. Yours will look a little bit different. It will say 7th grade celebration of learning and then name and date, and it should be a white background. But I wanted to kind of prepare a few slides for you guys as if I was going to be doing a celebration of learning myself. I wanted to give you an idea of how you might customize your slides and answer some of the prompts so that you might have a model as you approach your own slides. So again, you have some artistic freedom to customize your slides to reflect your personality. However, COLs are professional presentations, so please keep in mind that this is not a place to upload pictures of SpongeBob or your favorite cartoon characters. This is not a place for random GIFs or puns. Please keep in mind that although you can create your presentation to reflect your own personality, we're asking that you keep these slides professional and whatever images you use relevant. Okay. So beyond the title slide, you're going to have a slide for each subject. And each subject is going to have 3 different prompts that you'll need to answer in your presentation. The first prompt is asking what was your favorite humanities project this year, and it's asking you to explain. Now, before I answer this prompt, I want to mention that your slides for each prompt, you should not have full paragraphs of text. You are expected to explain your answer. However, you should only have about 1 or 2 sentences answering each prompt on the slides themselves, and then you can go back and explain those 1 or 2 sentences using more details that you have written on note cards or maybe on a script. So let me give you an example of how I might answer this prompt. So the prompt again is saying, what was your favorite humanities project this year? I'm going to erase the prompt and just answer it in 1 or 2 sentences. So maybe I'll write, the Humans of San Diego project helped me to view my city through the perspective of others. Okay, and let's mess with the font a little bit. Maybe we'll make this a little bigger. Let's use that. There we go. And okay, so I've answered this prompt, but I do need to explain it. However, I don't need to explain it on the slides themselves. Write down more details about what you learned in this project, why it was your favorite, and be prepared to answer or to more thoroughly explain your answer using those note cards. What's going on here? There we go. Important skills. So how have you grown as a student in humanities? What skills have you learned, or what are you most proud of? So I might answer this prompt with, let's see, what have we done in humanities this year? Maybe I'm having a hard time recalling all the different ways that I've grown. So why don't we go back to this page here? What have we done in humanities this year? Let's see, Cornell note-taking, reading informative texts, analysis and paragraph writing, analysis of text, close reading of text. Okay, so I'm going to go back here, and I think one way that I've particularly grown as a humanities student is close reading skills and analysis of text. And again, let's go back to 18. And I think we used, what did we use? There we go. So I've answered this prompt in a single sentence. And I might expand on this answer using my note cards. So I'm not going to simply leave it at this, close reading skills and analysis of text. I might say, this year I developed a lot of close reading skills and I learned how to analyze text. And you might talk about the different texts that we read where we were doing those things, like Percy Jackson, where we were tracking characterization and analyzing how the author used descriptive language. Or maybe you guys might refer to the Twisted Tales unit, where we did stop and jot notes and looked for things like predictions and foreshadowings and inferences, made predictions, asked questions, right? So I do expect that you're going to answer these very thoroughly, but on the slides themselves, you're good to just have 1 or 2 sentences. And then important work samples. So you are asked to back up what you wrote here by choosing a particular piece of work or an assignment that you completed that proves that you developed these skills. So I'm saying that I grew as a student and learned how to close read and analyze text. What piece of work could I use to back that up? Hopefully you guys should be able to go to your DPs or Google Classroom to find pieces of work that you can use as evidence of these skills that you've acquired, okay? Ideally, you might take a picture of that assignment and upload it, or maybe use the URL and link it so that you can click on that assignment and open it up for your audience to see. If you don't have access to that work, if you don't have it to take a picture of, then you can just refer to it and explain it in detail. But my hope is that you will all be able to find actual evidence that you can upload and put on your slides. So I'm saying that I grew as a student and learned how to close read and analyze text. So I might go to Google Classroom and find one of the close reading stop and jots that we did in the distance learning twisted tails unit. Okay, so here I opened up Google Classroom, and this is my lamb to the slaughter that I close read and annotated. So I'm going to take a picture of this. I'm going to take a screenshot. I'm going to make sure that it's saved to my desktop. And then I'll go back to my presentation, and I'm gonna insert that image right onto my slides. Let's make it a little bigger. There we go. Okay. So now I've answered all of the prompts for humanities with 1 or 2 sentences, and then I am prepared to expand on each of these prompts with a few more details that I've written down on some note cards or on a script. So when I'm presenting, I might say, in humanities, my favorite project was the Humans of San Diego project. It helped me to view my city through the perspective of others. And then on my note cards, I might talk about how I learned photography and how I learned how to do Photoshop and how I learned how to interview complete strangers. And then some important skills that I learned were close reading and analysis of text. And I might expand on this answer by talking about the different novel studies that we did or the close reading skills that I acquired in the Twisted Tales unit. And then for work sample, I've uploaded a picture of one of my stop and jots to prove that I've developed these skills. And I can talk a little bit about this as well. Okay, but each of your prompts should be answered just like this with 1 or 2 sentences, and then you should prepare to expand on those answers using your note cards. Now, in case you guys have questions about how to customize your slides to make them a little bit more pretty or more artistic or more unique, you can use this background button here. And when you select background, you have a couple options. It prompts you to, you can either choose a color if you want a background slide that's not white, but maybe pink or blue or whatever. You can choose one of these colors here. Or if you want to upload an image, the image that I have chosen, that watercolor, I found it online and then I saved it to my desktop. So you can upload it, find it, and it might take a little bit, so be patient. There we go. And that's my background. So as you're approaching each subject, because again, each subject will have its own slide. You're going to have a humanities slide, you're going to have a math slide, a science slide, a visual lab slide, and then lastly, a final reflection slide. You can approach the designing of these slides however you wish. You can leave it white. You can customize it with different colors or different images. But again, just keep it professional. Also, as you're answering each of these prompts, you're going to, again, answer with 1 or 2 sentences and then prepare to expand on those sentences, expand on that answer using note cards. And ideally, you will provide work samples where you're sharing images of that work or at least using links so that you can open up that work for your audience or for your viewers. If you don't have this, then please be prepared to explain the work in great detail to back up the skills that you're saying that you've developed this year. And again, you're going to do that for all the different subjects, your final reflection slide, and when you're done with all of that, use this link here to record and upload onto Flipgrid. If you guys have any questions, we are here for you. We're going to be available during office hours. And then, of course, we're just an email away if you have other questions. Reach out to us so we can help you out, and good luck.